The woman gripped the doorframe tightly, showing no reaction as the man slammed her hands against it. She stared blankly at him, expressionless. As soon as the man opened the door, she barged in, calmly heading to the sink to wash the dishes, as if it were her home. The man was confused, unable to understand where this strange woman had come from. He tried to stop her, forcing her out of his house, but she didn't leave. Instead, she stood silently outside, following him with her eyes. Late that night, he opened the curtains and saw her standing in the distance, staring at him. The eerie sight unsettled him, making him question whether he'd done something wrong. The next morning, the man left his house and found the woman again. She suddenly blocked his path, kneeling and claiming to be his mother, begging for forgiveness. The man, furious, turned away, but she continued to follow him. In the repair shop, the man collected some money from the owner, but it clearly wasn't enough. Enraged, he slapped the owner, then struck him again in front of his elderly mother, threatening him to repay the debt quickly. As a debt collector, the man was used to intimidation and violence to get by. When he returned home, the woman knocked on his door again, this time handing him a fresh fish, its head pinned with her business card. The man didn't eat the fish. He placed it in a tank instead. Staring at the fish in the card, he felt uneasy. Suddenly, he remembered the number on her card and decided to call it. The other end remained silent, but a familiar lullaby began playing. A sinking feeling hit him. He opened his door immediately and found the woman standing there. He confronted her, demanding proof of her claim by identifying the location of a birthmark on his body. The woman hesitated, admitting she didn't know about any birthmark. Saying nothing more, the man grabbed a knife and left. Later, he returned, holding a piece of raw meat, and shoved it in front of her. "Eat it," he commanded. The woman hesitated, then placed the meat in her mouth. As she began chewing, she noticed blood pooling at the man's feet. Despite her disgust, she swallowed the meat, determined to convince him of her sincerity.